If you've heard about vibe coding or seen people showing off some of the tools that they've built, but you don't know where to start, this video is for you. Building tools with software like Bolt, Lovable, Replit is very confusing, and it can be hard to know where to start. Staring at a blank page is usually the hardest place to start. So today I'll show you how to go from a blank screen to build a very, very simple tool. It's not going to change the world. It's not going to make you a lot of money. So if you're looking for that sort of video, then this isn't the right video for you. But tools like Bolt can be as complex as you want them to be. You can connect to databases, you can connect via APIs, and you can use AI. But that complexity is very, very intimidating, especially if you've never used them before. So today we're deliberately going to start with a very simple tool. Now, I'm using Bolt.new just because I've got familiar with using it. You could use any of the vibe coding tools. So the goal isn't to build anything complex, it's to go from a blank screen to a usable tool. And the tool that I want to create today, and I encourage you to either follow along and try the same tool or build another tool. I'll share some examples of easy tools that I think you can start with at the end of the video. So I'm solving a problem for myself, and that problem is time zone converters. So I have a lot of calls with people in the US, the States, in the Middle East, and I'm forever trying to find out what time I should be suggesting for them based on their working hours and my working hours. Now, you might say, well, Mark, there's hundreds of time zone tools out there, but none of them quite help me the way that I want them to. And I think that's the genius of the vibe coding tools. You can build these simple utility tools just for yourself. I'm going to show you a few of the examples. So time zone converter, that's fine. So I'm going to imagine New York is who I'm trying to book a call with. So it tells me that it's 1 p.m. in New York, but I want to know that my time at 2 p.m. is what time in New York. Doesn't tell me that here. This one is a little bit better. So I can say New York. So it's going to show me the time. Again, it's the current time, not time to help me schedule meetings. This one is probably the best. And I like the way that the time zone converter shows you your time and the target times that you're trying to find. So we're going to steal this design slightly. If I look at this one as well, so it's Portugal, New York. And again, it's got this, and then we can see down here, but I want it to be a little bit more simple. And I'll also share some features or different bits that we want to add in. Okay, you get the point. It's not how I want it to be. So I'm going to use Bolt.new to build my own time zone converter. Now, there's a good two hacks I want to share with you, or two things to help you with productivity. A great website is called Cowboy. It basically helps you create better prompts. So if you're new to prompting or you're new to vibe coding, then I definitely recommend trying out Cowboy. The second productivity tip is to use a tool like Whisperflow. So Whisperflow allows you to essentially press a button on your keyboard and speak, and it transcribes pretty much in real time what you say, and then you hit enter and put it into whatever you're trying to. So I use this on Slack, on LinkedIn, on emails, everything, even in the documents, and of course within the different AI tools that I'm using as well. If you check it out, don't use my link, but if you use my link, you get a free month if you do want to. So let me just check in where we are. 1 second. So we're going to start in Bolt. You've signed up at this point, and now I want to build the prompt. So I'm going to go back to the prompt Cowboy, and now I'm just going to press FN on my keyboard. I want to build a time zone converter app for when I'm trying to arrange meetings with people who live all over the world. What I want to be able to see is my current time zone and their time zone, but then I want to see a 24-hour table which shows me the different hours and how they translate across each time zone. Okay, that was not great, that wasn't perfect, but we're going to see what Prompt Cowboy does with converting this. I'm just going to keep everything else as standard, and I'm going to press send. So now it's looking, and it's going to give me more structured prompt. And I can, of course, copy and paste this, but I may want to change it. I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm just going to copy this. So let me read it first of all, because we do have to read what AI comes up with. So core functionality, a way for me to set my local time zone and add one or more their time zones, the people I'm meeting with. A 24-hour table that displays all selected time zones as columns, with each row representing 1 hour of the day. List all 24 hours, show each selected time zone, visually distinguish typical working hours, that's great. Update dynamically when time zones are added, removed, or changed. And then additional requirements, allow me to add multiple remote time zones, show real time zone names, include a simple UI, and then use current real world time zone data. Okay, I'm going to copy that. I'm happy. And I'm just going to paste it in here and say build now. Now, this is going to work automatically. I don't have to do anything now. So what I'll probably do is fill the time as it's building the tool with a couple of things that I prepared earlier. So I'm letting Bolt build the app. All of these files, all of the code, that all happens automatically. You don't have to think about it, and simply just ignore it for now. Ignore it and focus on the preview once it shows up. Remember, the goal here in this video is just to show you what's possible. This isn't going to be a complex tool, and it isn't going to require any database, because when somebody comes to visit the site, which we can actually publish live by the end of this video, it will be live. Anybody can use it, but they don't need to log in. If someone needs to log into something, you need to have a database to store their username or password. It doesn't need any API connection. To think about an API is, in simple terms, is a way of accessing another data source. So a great example of an API would be, let's say that I have a subscription to a list building tool like Apollo or Ocean. They have an API. So I could create an app which says, when I put somebody's LinkedIn profile in my app, I want you to use the Ocean API to go and look up the information that you have on that LinkedIn profile and then give it back to me. Again, that's very complex, and I've learned so much about these tools just by trying it and testing it out myself. And I think it's always better to start with a very simple example to help you understand how it works, and then you can start to get better. What we'll do later in this video as well is that we will add some improvements potentially to the tool. So if we look down here now, Bolt is just giving us an update. It's planned, so it's creating a time zone converter component with searchable dropdown. That's great. Building a 24-hour table. Test, plan complete. Okay, it's cooking. It's going to preview any second now. So once it's generated, I'm going to see a preview, and then I'm going to test it. So oftentimes the first time, your first prompt won't be your final finished tool and product that you're happy with, but it's already recognized my time zone. So I'm in Lisbon, and now I want to search for New York. And it's showing me here that 9 a.m. my time, I think, yeah, my time, is 5 a.m. New York. And it's giving me a green, okay, so it's also telling me green highlighted cells indicate typical working hours, 9 till 6. Cool, okay, so that's pretty good. It solves the problem, but it's not perfect. I want to make some changes here. The first thing, I prepared one earlier, so let me just search in Recife, which is a city in Brazil. It doesn't have Recife. So now I've noticed through my own testing that I need to get more cities and locations in here as well. If I look at this too, I might want to also know what the current time zone, what the current time is in Recife, in the target countries or cities. So now I go back into Bolt at the bottom. I'm pressing my button on my keyboard, and I'm going to speak into the to the app. I would like you to add more cities and countries. For example, I'm trying to find a time to meet with somebody who lives in Recife in Brazil. So please add more countries and cities into the app. Also, when I put in the target city or country, I'd like to see what the current time is as well. So that's now just pasted in there. I always double check the transcription, because depending if you're saying acronyms and sometimes doesn't pick up exactly on what you said, but this all looks good. So I'm going to press Go. Now, again, the AI is doing all of this. We don't have to do anything. We can go and make a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. But I'm just checking my notes here. So we're looking at, this is the first iteration, the first changes that we're making. And this is all in a preview. It's not live yet. Nobody can see it. It's just you that's working on this. And let's have a look at what it comes up with. So I'll add more cities and countries, including Recife, and show the current time for each selected time zone. So now it's saying it's editing. Again, don't focus on this stuff to begin with. All of this won't make much sense, but the more you play around with these tools, the more you start to understand and see the patterns. And I spend way too much time tinkering around with vibe coding, but I'm learning a lot every time I'm using it. Okay, so I've just got a little notification to say that it's expanded the cities and countries. It's added 65 cities total across all continents. That might not be enough. I might need to say to it again, add more. So I might think of some obscure cities and see if it picks it up. And if it doesn't, I need to ask it again. And the whole idea of building and vibe coding is you're constantly iterating. You're constantly finding these small things to improve. And I recommend that you make small improvements at a time. Don't list out 50 things that you want it to change, because it can kind of confuse the AI. So let's test it. So let's have a look to see if it's got Recife. It does. It's telling me that the current time is 2 hours 28. They're 3 hours behind me. And now I can see the time zones here. So all in all, it's working. That's what I wanted. But let's make it a little bit easier for me. What I want to be able to do is copy the time zone of my target person for me to add in an email. So I'm going to ask it to do it. I'm using Whisperflow again, pressing the button on my keyboard. One feature that I'd like you to add is that when I select a time, I want to be able to copy that time so I can paste it in an email and explain that this is in their time zone. So that all looks good. Gonna hit go, and it's gonna go off and do that. I'm just gonna pause the video for a second and wait for it to work. Okay, that took about a minute to update, and it says that when I click on any time in the table, it instantly copies it to my clipboard. The clipboard text includes the time, location, and date for context. For example, 2 p.m. Recife on Wednesday, March the 11th. So let me just put in Recife. Let's keep the same example. That's another tip as well. If I'm trying to test something, I test and test and test until it's working perfectly. So that's updated. I can see Recife, and then I can scroll down here, and it's added in the little copy icon. Didn't tell it to do that. It's intuitive. It's added that. And then I've clicked copy, and let me, if I just paste it in there. So it says 7 a.m. Recife on Wednesday, the 11th of March. Now, I didn't say that it should include the current date, but I also didn't say to not include the current date. So there's lots of little things like this. So now my next iteration of this would be change the wording. I just want it to say the time and the location. I don't want it to say the date. I may also say change the design. I want it to look more minimalistic. I want it to have bolder colors. I want the 24-hour bars to be horizontal. There are so many things that you can do. And what I encourage you to do is just give yourself some time, play around with it, give small iterations after iteration after iteration, and you'll slowly get there. So let's just assume that we're happy with what this looks like. And because this doesn't have any sensitive information, because it's not got any passwords or it's not accessing any other data or databases, I can just publish this and it can go on the web. So when I publish it, anybody could see it. So make sure that when you're building your tool, make sure you don't have any private or confidential information in here. But I'm just going to click publish. And it's going to go through the process of publishing the application. And within Bolt, and one of the reasons why I like it, but Lovable does the same thing as well, it hosts it for you. So you don't even have to worry about buying a domain. If you're happy with an ugly URL, which if you are just using it as an internal tool, or maybe you're sharing it with family, then you can just live with the ugly URL. So here we go. We can see that it's now hosted on Bolt. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it here. And I can see that I've got my time zone here. So New York. Okay, I can see that New York is 4 hours behind, and I can copy here, copy there, and that was it. I've built my first tool. I've gone from not having something, or having a bit of a problem, or being a little bit too much of a perfectionist, having a problem, blank sheet of paper, to having a working tool, which is quite frankly incredible. And I know this is just a little example. I know this isn't going to save the world, but hopefully it's shown you how you can go from nothing to something. And here's one I actually created earlier. So this took me a little bit more time, a little bit more prompting. It knows I'm from Lisbon. One of the things I thought about is, what if I'm traveling to Recife and I'm going to be in Recife next week? So I need to change my current time zone to Recife, so that's where I'm saying from, and now I want to work out time with, let's say, Paris. And then here's my version that I built for myself. It's just slightly nicer than the one that I showed in the example, and I can click there, and it also does the copy there, which was the feature that I wanted. So let me give you some other ideas for you to create tools. Again, keeping them super, super simple. One of them is a random password generator. So just ask, the prompt is, I want you to build a random password generator that I can copy when I click on it. You can also ask it to create random quotes. So build me a random quote generator. Or if you like a particular artist, a movie, or actor, you can say, give me the best Michael Caine quotes or Taylor Swift lyrics. You can also create games. So try the rock, paper, scissors game. That's quite an interesting one to see. You're then becoming a game designer. And then countdown timers. So a countdown timer, a stopwatch, a Pomodoro timer. These are all really simple tools and utility tools that you can build without worrying about any privacy, without worrying about breaking anything or accessing databases and stuff like that. So closing thoughts, vibe coding is not about becoming a developer. It's about turning those ideas or problems into small working tools very, very quickly. And I really encourage you to not be intimidated by the blank screen. Use tools like Prompt Cowboy, use Whisperflow if that speeds up your process. You'll never go back once you start using Whisperflow. And start simple and just build your confidence time and time again. The more time you spend playing around with this, the better that you get. And I encourage you to give it a go. So if this has been helpful, let me know. I usually create content about list building and emails, but I really enjoy vibe coding. So if you want more content like this, I'd be happy to create it. All right, take care.